Hey, how's it going, Cat Army? Fsua Gaming here, bringing you back another video of a little bit of a repair. So this is actually a customer's gun that I received at Cold Red Airsoft Park in California, and he actually trusted me to drop the gun off with me to take home, fix it, and then he was gonna pick it up later on. Now this is actually a really nice gun. As you guys can see, it has a Daniel Defense RS rail system and actually a real EOTech sight, which you know is not cheap. So for him to actually trust me with his gun is actually really cool, and I do appreciate it a lot. Anyways, the issues that he is having with his gun is when it shoots, it is having a lot of double feeding to triple feeding issues on semi-auto. And at first I thought that could be because it's a weak spring, a messed up air nozzle, or a bucking, or something to do with the taper plate. But when I actually shot it, I figured out that it sounds like an anti-reversal latch problem. And pretty much what happens is that when you shoot it, it sounds like it's breathing like a smoker. So without further ado, let me give you guys a little test audio on what exactly that sounds like. So as you guys can see, there's no doubt about it that that is actually an anti-reversal latch issue. The reason I could tell is you can actually hear the gears spinning. So an anti-reversal latch has a spring that kind of keeps tension against the anti-reversal latch, and that actually catches the little teeth that are on the bevel gear itself, pretty much prohibiting it from spinning backwards, which can cause double feeding because the sector gear will turn backwards too, which has a little tooth to move the taper plate back to allow the air nozzle to move back, which pretty much allows the BBs to go into the top of the chamber and shoot. So the anti-reversal latch being messed up would make sense that it's double feeding and triple feeding and making that weird obnoxious sound. So pretty much what we're going to do is open up the gearbox, see what's going on, and making sure that none of the parts are damaged, like the piston and the gears themselves, and then we're going to see exactly what's causing that spring. So without further ado, let's get right on to the build. So one of the reasons why I'm working on this gun at my house instead of at Cold Red like usual is because two of the screws are shipped out really badly. And so since they're torqued, it was a little bit more of a pain in the butt. So I actually went out to the store, bought a product called Speed Out. Just a heads up, this thing sucked. Did not work at all. So I actually tried to resort to drilling out the actual screw itself. That didn't work. I broke two drill bits. So I actually took a Dremel, cut myself a really deep groove, like a little line, so I can get a flathead in there and just crack it loose. And luckily that worked. So after a full day of just going around, we're able to finally get into the gearbox. And as you guys can see right here, I'm just taking a quick gander into the gearbox itself. I did notice that the spring for the latch did snap, so that could cause the anti-reversal latch to fail. As you can see right here, I'm testing the air compression on the gun itself too, just to make sure there's no FPS loss that could be, helping contribute to the BBs just falling off the barrel. The air compression was good, but the piston is fully plastic. There's no metal teeth on it, so I would recommend changing it out in the future, because that could be one of the next failing points of the gun. The customer did just want me to fix the gun itself, not do anything fancy on it, to keep the price as low as possible, which is only 45 bucks. So pretty much what I'm doing is I'm just lubing up the gearbox to make sure that everything kind of moves a little bit freely, because the gearbox was pretty dry in there. We installed a new anti-reversal latch spring, and hopefully after this the gun will work just as it's supposed to.